Hello everybody, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing another brand review where I'm talking about, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brands of deodorant, comparing them head to head, telling you which ones I loved, which ones I didn't, which ones I would recommend, and also one really weird one. Anyway, if you are new here, I talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste. But of course, we do have to swap out some of our more wasteful products for some more eco-friendly ones whenever we run out of them. I get comments a lot, people being like, wow, you're just a sellout talking about these brands, but it's like, would you rather us stick to our wasteful deodorant options or opt for a more eco-friendly one? Now, none of these are going to be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect brand, but all of these are significantly less wasteful, significantly better for the environment than what you'll find on the shelf at Walmart. Use what you have first. If Dove or Secret works best for you, stick with that. But if you're looking to try an eco-friendly deodorant, these are 8 options that we're going to be covering today. Pros, cons, price, and everything in between. So let's go ahead, go back in time, and we'll get into it. All right, we have our first 2 brands. Well, the first 2 new brands. I've already been testing out 2 brands before. We have Sustain Yourself and HiBar. They look small, but what they're doing is it goes all the way to the bottom. There's no wasted packaging here, which we see with some other brands. This one is also a sensitive baking soda free deodorant. I love the packaging too, how tiny this box is. Let's give it a sniff. Fresh rain and cucumber. Oh, that's pleasant. Let's see, it's vegan, cruelty-free. This packaging is fully recyclable or compostable. And then this is the pink iris and neroli. I don't know what neroli is. Critique number 1, they're very difficult to push up. Oh my gosh. Is this one just as difficult? No, this one goes up a lot easier. It doesn't go, okay, it goes down pretty good. Here's how, maybe the sensitive skin one is just harder to push up. But look at the difference in the color. This one's the sensitive one and this one's the regular one. I like them both. They have a smell, but it's not too strong, which is very nice for someone who's sensitive to smells. And also, I don't necessarily want people to be like whiffing pink iris off of me all day long. I just want to smell not bad. Let's move on to Sustain Yourself. This is a brand I have been following, I think since before I even started making content myself. Truly one of the first zero waste brands that I followed, and I have always wanted to try their deodorant, but I just never did. I think maybe they didn't ship to PO boxes or something like that. Another tiny box. These are probably bioplastic. It sure feels like it. Yeah, those are dissolving. Oh, here's a little bit more about their packaging. Oh, I love how sustainable they are. Like every single aspect, from the tape to the peanuts to their little mailers. I love this packaging that they have. It is a deodorant paste. That's kind of what the deodorant itself looks like. And then you can apply this with your fingers, but they also have the option to buy one of these little tiny wooden spatulas. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Focus. Ooh. Okay, this one's grapefruit. It smells about exactly as I thought it would. I wasn't too jazzed about grapefruit. It has the most reviews on their website, so I think it's the most popular scent, and I kind of vibe with it. Ooh, very smooth, very luscious, a little oily. Ooh, okay. Shea butter, coconut oil, the second and third ingredients. Because I've tried some eco-friendly deodorants in the past that were oily. They left oil pit stains on my clothes. It must not, because people really talk highly about this deodorant, and why would they talk highly about it if it's staining their clothes? I love that I can reuse this jar at the end of its life. I'm excited to try this one. All right, we've got our last 2 brands. Let's do this one first, because I think this one I'm the most excited for. Most excited to see if it truly works. Anyway, here we have Ethique. All right, here we go. Love their packaging. And here we have their deodorant sticks. We've got 2. This says up to 90 uses. It's vegan and cruelty free. Also climate positive, palm oil free, and compostable or recyclable packaging. It is unscented. Applies nicely. It's pretty white. I kind of see it's giving me a little bit of a white cast, which obviously isn't that big of a deal. It's going on my armpits, but if you're ever like self-conscious, like you're wearing a tank top and you have residue on your armpits, if you blend it in though, it blended in really nicely, so you might just have to work it in. I like this packaging more than the other brands, this taller cap. I just feel like it's more secure when I throw it in my bag. Their colors are so pretty. It's purple. That's kind of scary. Is it gonna turn my armpits purple? It doesn't have a lot of scent for a scented product. So yeah, it does kind of leave purple cast on my skin. So these do leave some residue if you don't work them in. So just make sure that you're working it in all the way if you don't want that residue on your skin or clothing. Right off the bat though, these are very heavy. I like that. I feel like you're getting your money's worth with these. They're supposed to last a long time. Though yeah, look at the cap. The cap's falling off. I don't love that about the packaging, but it's not the most secure cap. That's just very hard to get with cardboard packaging. I'm not gonna criticize them that much for it. Let's move on to this one that I think I am the most excited for, because when you think of deodorant, but something you might not think about when it comes to deodorant in general, specifically zero waste deodorant that's packaged in cork. I'll show you what the actual deodorant is. It's a crystal. When I just did a quick Google search for like zero waste deodorant, this was a really, really popular option. And then of course my Googling influenced the rest of my social media browsing, and I saw somebody using this. They said they've used it for over a year. How does it work? I'm not really sure. Here's a quick explainer from their website. Now I do know how to put it on. You just get it a little bit damp and you rub it on your armpit, and that is it. And then you put it back in this packaging, and this packaging is fully compostable. Love the packaging, love how minimalist it looks, how aesthetic it looks. It's travel friendly because it's not liquid. It is very heavy though. Right off the bat, I have nothing to say about this. It's unscented, so I'll give this a try for a few weeks, and we'll see you back here for the final thoughts. Two more brands that we're going to be reviewing in this video, but that I can't do an unboxing for because I already have them. Kinfield and Wild, and they're very similar. They are like an eco outdoorsy brand. They do bug spray, sunscreen, and this is a newer product of theirs, is the deodorant. I am not a huge fan of their packaging. These are the refills, which come in plastic, and then you reuse this case over and over again, so that's cool. It is a reduction in plastic, but I would love to see this in cardboard. And then you twist it up here down. Twist it up down here at the bottom. I don't love their lid. It's not very secure. You just have to really snap it on. It's a little difficult. I don't love that aspect of it. Now, the zero waste deodorant brand that I have been using for the longest is Wild deodorant. They sent me this case in my first set of refills in like November, and I love their wide variety of smells. So this is similar to Kinfield in that you have this reusable case, and then here's what the refills look like. They do fully come in cardboard, this little tiny piece of cardboard. So I don't love how small it is, but it is vegan and certified B Corporation. You should just, yeah, like that. You should, this bottom part, push up, and then this is what you load into here when it's empty. So I do love their wide variety of smells, from very floral, they have some like more manly smells. Love that. And I love how small these are because like I can get 4 of these in the mail for the same amount of packaging that it takes to get 1 of these from Kinfield or really any other brand. I wish they were a little bit bigger just because it doesn't really take up the full size of the case. You could probably get double the amount in your case. Love the packaging, love the concept. We'll talk more about them at the end. I have a lot of good things to say about Wild. I have done at least 2 weeks of testing for each of these brands, some of them significantly more because I have used them for over a year. Let's start with my least favorite, and then we'll work our way up to my favorite. So my least favorite is Kinfield. Right off the bat with Kinfield, this case, it's okay. I feel like the case could be better, especially comparing it to another refillable deodorant we'll talk about later. So this is refillable, but it's still not perfectly zero waste. You do buy this little contraption here, but less than, you know, throwing away this entire case. It's better, but it's not perfect. I like the scent of this one. None of these are antiperspirant. You have to have aluminum in there, well, except for one of them. You have to have aluminum in there for it to be antiperspirant. So all of these will not stop your sweating. They're designed to stop your smell. This one, I was stinky and more sweaty. Some perks, of course, it is woman-owned, cruelty-free, and 1% for the planet, so there are some perks to this one. It feels like it doesn't apply. Like I put it on my armpits and I'm just like, did anything even go on there? I feel like I have to apply so much and it still doesn't work. I don't love the case. I don't love this refill model that they have. I love other products from Kinfield and I talked about them highly in my sunscreen video and my bug itch relief video, but their deodorant, it's a miss. Another miss is Meow Meow Tweet's deodorant cream. I liked their one in cardboard significantly better. Not just because I'm not really a big fan of creams to begin with, I would rather just use a stick, but also it just didn't work. Yeah, this is lavender. I like the smell of it. It applies nicely. It doesn't leave that much of a residue. This one also left me really stinky. I would wear all of these on days where I was hiking, exercising, and then also just sitting at home. And these ones that left me stinky, I'm not talking about like I went out on a hike or I did an intensive workout and then I was smelly afterwards. I'm talking I used this one at home. I was stinky. I stand here and film. It does kind of get warm in here sometimes. I take Denahi on walks throughout the day, but like daily activity, daily use, not a whole lot of activity, not a whole lot of sweating, still stinky. Overall, I didn't mind the application of this. I think the deodorant itself smells good, but I don't think it was that effective. Something to keep in mind, I am not really a highly sweaty or highly stinky person. Some of these do work really, really well, but these ones that don't work, don't work. So like if you're even extra sweaty, extra smelly, definitely don't go for these ones that make me smelly. After that, HiBar. Again, a brand I love. I love their shampoo bars, but I think their deodorants are a miss. Something I do really like about their deodorant is the shape. I prefer this oval shape as opposed to like this circle shape. It just applies on the armpit so much more naturally. This is also vegan and cruelty free. I love the cardboard packaging. I feel like you also really get your money's worth with this one. It's a really, really big tube. They're great scents. I liked these because it did eliminate the stink, but I felt like it made me more sweaty. Again, none of these are antiperspirant. Gonna still sweat with these, but I felt like I was sweating extra with this. Some other perks though to this one are it does apply very, very smoothly. It leaves no residue. I would give these a try. They're not my favorite. They're not my least favorite. We got some pros and some cons with this one. I'm gonna tie HiBar with Bjork, the deodorant crystal. People on Instagram hated this. I posted a silly little like use a deodorant crystal with me while I go on a hike video, and everybody's like, you stink, you stink. And I'm just like, at first, yeah, I did stink when I used this, because the trick to using this one, I found out, is apply it directly after you shower. My whole life, I have only ever applied deodorant in the morning. I don't know if that's disgusting or not, but I've never had a problem until this one. I would apply it in the morning, and then even again at home, I was like, I smell so bad. So the haters were right at first, but when I learned how to apply it properly, apply it right after you shower, and I also double apply in the morning, this works really well. So what this is, I've done some research since all the haters got on me on Instagram. This is potassium alum salt. So while it's not 100% aluminum, it is quite similar. I don't think they are the exact same thing. You'll still sweat with this one, but you will not stink if you apply it correctly. Once again, not all of these are going to work on every body. I love how long this one lasts. I have seen people on the internet talk about how this lasts them a year or more. This easily lasts the longest, so you get the most bang for your buck. Now, some cons with this one is you do have to wet it and apply it to your underarm, which can be cold and slimy. You do have to be more diligent about applying this right away. And of course, it being a crystal, if you drop it, it will shatter and break. So I enjoyed it. I think it is worth a try if you are intrigued by the deodorant crystal yourself. If you apply it correctly, it does work. I love the cork casing, which is fully compostable at the end of its life. And then some other things people said on Instagram is this actually can dry out your skin. I didn't have that when I was testing it out, but just something to keep in mind if you are already at risk for dry skin, maybe don't try this one. It didn't work perfectly, but it worked significantly better than I thought it would. And also, it's one of the most eco, I think, and also it's just going to last the longest. Moving on to some that I definitely would try again, but are not at the top of my list, starting off with Meow Meow Tweets in cardboard, their actual like deodorant stick. It applied well. I didn't get any extra sweat with it. I felt like it eliminated any smells. It didn't leave any residue, but I did find that this particular scent was a bit overpowering. It's like I could smell this scent around me all day long. It's not bad to smell like cedar and spruce, but there are some that you'll find out too that I apply it, I don't smell the deodorant, and I don't smell myself. And that's ultimately what makes a deodorant win for me. Nothing bad to say about this one. They are certified B Corp, they are cruelty-free. I guess something I can say negatively, not necessarily bad, is that this is just really, really small. The size of this, compared to some of the other ones, it's so small. It is significantly smaller. So I'm willing to bet this one's probably on the expensive side, but overall, a good deodorant, and I really like Meow Meow Tweet as a brand. Tied with Meow Meow Tweet is Ethique. They both have really big pros and they both have some cons, so that's why I'm putting them in the same category. While this one is bigger, and you can see it's not all the way full to the bottom. I don't love that. I feel like they should either shrink their packaging or fill it all the way up. This is fully cardboard. They are cruelty-free and vegan. They are palm oil free. They are climate positive, and overall work really, really well. I didn't sweat any extra. I didn't stink any extra. The biggest issue though is this one leaves such a residue. It applies so thickly. You can even see that on my hand. Like, look, you can see the purple hue on my hand. If you blend it in, probably better, but like I can feel the residue on my hands still. It's very residuey, even if you blend it in well. Not that I care about my armpits being purple, but I do care at the end of the day, I can feel that residue still on my armpits after a full day, and I had to like really scrub it off. It just wasn't the best texturally, but it did work really, really well for eliminating odors. I didn't sweat any extra, love the ingredients, love them as a brand. I just could not look past the heavy residue from these two. A surprising one in second place is Sustain Yourself. As I said earlier on, I just prefer to use a stick to apply. I don't mind rubbing my armpit, but it's just not my favorite thing to do. But that being said, this is easily the best deodorant paste that I have tried. I also love the jars because they are reusable. Yes, recycling and composting is great, but reusing is even better. So I love that I'll be able to reuse this jar at the end of its life. But like, look how little of a dent I've put in here. This lasts forever, and I tested this for several weeks, and there's still so much left. They truly filled it all the way to the top. A very, very small brand based out of Minnesota. Love them as a brand. Such a great deodorant. It applied smoothly. I did not stink. I did not sweat extra. It lasts all day. It wasn't residuey. They are also vegan, cruelty-free, baking soda-free, plastic-free, small batch, organic, and no synthetic fragrance. Love them. I believe this is the product that they started with. It is very, very popular on their website. Easily my favorite paste. And that is ultimately why I could not give it first place, and that's just because I prefer the sticks a little bit better. So first place goes to Wild, which honestly was not a surprise. I have used them for over a year and have loved them. And this is why it's also hard to put them in first place, because look at the size of their refills. Maybe it is a tie, because truly you are getting your money's worth with this one. Look at the size of that refill. That is so small. That's like 2 Ethiques. It's nearly 3 HiBars. Oh my gosh, like truly so expensive for what you're getting. But really, that's my only critique with Wild. They have the least amount of packaging, which is fully compostable or recyclable. They are also cruelty-free, vegan, and certified B Corp. And it works. It works so well. I have never smelled using Wild any of their scents. Dan is also a huge fan, and the ones that he has tested, this is his favorite as well. I don't sweat any extra. It doesn't leave any residue. It's easy to apply. It lasts all day long. No complaints with this one, except for the size. I think that is just pretty pathetic. Especially when this is the size of their case. Look how much more, you could fit almost 2 refills in there. And then for the price too, I really think this one's gonna be one of the most expensive ones. Their case is also really, really nice. It's very easy to refill. So all you do is you take your refill out of the cardboard. Here's the little indent in here. It matches up with the indent right there. You place it in there, and then you crank it down. It functions exactly like a normal deodorant stick that you are used to. It's easy to reuse, it's easy to move up and down as opposed to the Kinfield one. The lid stays on there very nicely, it's very tight. That was another issue, I think, with the Kinfield one. The lid does not really secure on there. Despite the size and the price, this one is still my favorite because it truly works. It lasts all day. There's no residue. I'm not extra sweaty, I'm not extra smelly. But if you're looking for something probably more affordable, a truly really, really small brand. This is also UK based, this is US based, if that differentiates for you as well for like shipping costs and shipping emissions. But this is easily the best paste I have ever tested, not just in this video. Really would not recommend Kinfield Meow Meow Tweets paste, cream, or HiBars, but the rest of them, the Ethique, the Wild, the Sustain Yourself, the Meow Meow Tweet Stick, and Bjork, all really excellent. Some are better than others, some have pros and cons. It was a very fun test. I have a lot of deodorants still to work through. Thank you so much to all of these brands for sending me these. The only ones I paid for were Bjork and Wild. Wild didn't send me the case, full disclosure. But the rest of these, the brands did send to me, so thank you to the brand. It helps keeps reviews like these costs down, so that way I can get you the most information without spending all of my money on deodorant. Let us know your favorite zero waste deodorant down below, and let me know what other sort of brand reviews you would love me to do. I like to do this style, gather like 5 to 7 different brands of the same product, review them head to head, so that way I can find the best one for me, give you my opinions. Of course, everything is going to be different for every person, but hopefully you get some good information here and you can decide which zero waste deodorant is best for you. Now, I do have another iteration. You can check it out up here. It is a couple years old, but I reviewed some other brands in there. Eco Roots, Hey Humans, some other popular deodorant brands in that video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, especially if you made it all the way to the end. And if you're looking for more brand reviews, you can check out this playlist right here. I'll see you in the next video, but until then, remember that your small actions make a big difference in the long run. Bye, guys. Battery's almost dead. You can probably hear that siren.